Hello and welcome back to the Wolf of Lego channel. It's been a while, once again, to no one's surprise, but instead of dwelling on that, let's take a look at my custom Bandai model kit Clone Commander Wolffe. So I actually started working on this guy back in 2017. I was inspired by my friend Aaron or Legomatic 9, who at the time had made a custom Black Series ARC Trooper 5s and Captain Rex, which I thought were really cool, and I really wanted to try my own hand at making a 6-inch custom, and I decided to use a model kit as the base. And I decided to make Clone Commander Wolffe because he got one of my favorite Clone Trooper designs, and I also really like the Wolf Pack for obvious reasons. So yeah, I'm just getting around to finishing him now. Some of my friends were saying I should finish him, and I agreed with them. I put this guy off on the back burner for a long time. And yeah, so without further ado, let's go into a full close-up, and I can show you all the little details and talk to you a little bit about how I made this guy. So I guess we'll start the legs and work our way up. So I painted the boots, I guess. As you can see, I used Model Masters Gunship Gray. Now, that paint matches the color of the Phase 2 Wolfpack armor perfectly, so I didn't have to mix any paint or anything like that. So if any of you were curious what paint I used, that is what I used. And as you can see, I did paint the boots with the triangle pattern on the back. That kind of represents like the fur of a wolf, I guess. I think that's what they were going for. I did also dirty up the bottom of the boots with some black and some dark tan. Really like how that looks. I also painted it on the knee pads there, you can see, and I did dirty up all the bits of white armor using a black wash and then some gray dry brushing to make him look like he's been in combat, even though the wolf pack are just always rescuing people. I don't know if you've noticed that. They're not really in any battles, they're just always saving people. Anytime you see the wolf pack, they're either being saved or saving someone. So I've always found that kind of funny. But then up here on the thighs here, we do have the waist cape, and I decided to use a more like a vinyl material, like a leathery vinyl look, because in the show the animation makes the waist capes look very smooth, and instead of going for like a fabricated look, I wanted more of a smooth look, so I decided to go with a leather look. I've just always perceived it that way. Some people may disagree, but I like it. My one mistake with this waist cape, though, is I did glue it at the base of the belt instead of gluing it on top of the belt. So it gets this weird, like, stick-out effect on the back where it's pinched up here, so the fabric wants to move outward. And, like, I can layer it flat, but it always just kind of pops back out, which is a bit annoying. So if I ever do this again, I'll know that I have to put this up high so it lays more flat onto the thighs there. But, yeah, so I just painted that black, and I put the gray trim all the way around it, and then you can see I dirtied up the belt. The holsters are just some Black Series holsters off of a Black Series Captain Rex, because I had two of those, because one I ordered had two left thigh pieces, so I just had an extra one lying around, so I decided to cut off these holsters. I painted them up in white using Model Masters flat white, so they'd match the rest of the figure a little better. And then I just kind of glued them in place where the pouches were for the model kit, and then I just put the holsters, I put the pistols in the holster. This figure cannot actually hold the pistols. His hands are not designed, these handles are way too big for the model kit's hands, which kind of sucks, but what you gonna do about it? So yeah, that's the legs. So then up on the torso here, or the torso section, I guess, we got his DC-17. I just kind of dry brushed this with some silver, to make it look, you know, metallic and worn. I put on some copper bolts here and there, painted some certain areas in gunmetal and others in silver, and I did that on the other side as well, just to make it look a little more realistic. And yeah, I was pretty happy with that. Then on the arm here with the communicator, you can see I did paint that fur type of pattern. It does go onto the inside of the arm. I can get it up here so you can see that. So I was pretty happy with how that turned out. And same can be said on the other side. Exact same pattern, just without the communicator. And then you can see on the torso here, we got the bit of gray going up on the top here. And then on the right shoulder pad here, we have the actual Wolfpack symbol. It's a little big, but it does the job. I'm really happy with how that turned out. I think it looks really nice. It should be a bit smaller because the face looks a little elongated, but I think it looks pretty nice for the most part. And then we have the left shoulder pad here with this other symbol. Don't know the name of this one, but I'm really happy with how this one turned out. I think this one turned out perfect. And then we do have the little antenna up here that is made out of a paperclip and some Procreate for the base here. Well, I stuck a paperclip in there, sculpted it, and then let it dry and painted it up. So I was really happy with that. And then on the back here, you can see just painted the gray, pretty simple. And then most of the work went into the helmet of this figure, and I'm really happy with how this thing turned out. So this is just a heavily customized model kit phase 2 helmet. So I used Procreate, the sculpting material I like to use, and I filled in a bunch of the visor and just made it look exactly how it does in the show. Just gave it that kind of Recon clone helmet design, the little like teeth sticking up here and there. I don't know if you call that teeth, the little points in the visor. I also did sculpt the like snout piece here because it's raised in the show. So this is not smooth, it's actually on like a box. Like, so the front of the breather here is a box shape instead of being kind of like smoothed over, if that makes sense. Then you got the little red triangle up there, the 3 gold dashes right there, the bolt in the side of the cheek is right there, the fur pattern going up, and then the, you know, because if you guys don't know, the helmet is just literally the Wolffe symbol on Wolffe here. That's what it's trying to replicate, so it's literally just the Wolfpack symbol. I filled in the breathers down here. I sculpted inside there. Can't really see that well. Oh, there you go. So I sculpted in there, the little kind of round shape down there. And then the antenna is also from the Black Series Captain Rex, and that is held in place with a magnet, so it is posable. So I can put it down like that. So he's using the rangefinder. And then also it comes off, snaps right back on. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this guy turned out. I think it turned out pretty cool. I did not make a phase 1 helmet. Didn't feel like doing it, so I just did the phase 2. So I did also hit this guy with a Krylon matte finish to not make it as shiny looking, to make it look more dull, like it's been worn quite a bit. So that's why it has more of that matte look instead of that shiny plastic look to it. So that's, forgot to mention. So here's a quick comparison of my custom model kit Commander Wolffe next to Hasbro's official Black Series Commander Wolffe. And as you can see, the colors on this one are way more accurate. For some reason, Hasbro decided to go with that kind of bluish gray color that the Wolfpack had in like season 3 instead of the darker gray that they had in most of the show. Like, this figure's fine. Like, it's a good Wolffe figure. It's just not 100% accurate to how he looks in his phase 2 armor. I think the visor on this is much more accurate to the show. It's a lot bigger. Mine, you can see, is a lot more narrow and not as wide as this one. So I do like that about theirs. And then with this, you also do get an actual head underneath, which is pretty nice. But the waist cape on this figure is really kind of crappy. And then the symbol of the Wolfpack is actually really small. And there's a lot of like, they have a lot of like printing problems. They get a lot of these like little white dots on next to the symbols, which was kind of annoying. And so I'm still glad. I'm glad I made my own, because this is, to me, this is way better. But this figure's still good. But that's just a little comparison of the two, which I thought would be interesting to do. That's about it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm working on some Clone Wars minifigures at the moment. Don't know when those will be done, but I'll post them here as soon as I get them done. Who knows when that will be. I do have another Clone Trooper model kit. I don't know who I want to make with it just yet, and I don't even know when that will be. It took me 3 years to make this guy, so, you know, who knows. But I'm really happy with how this guy turned out. So please do let me know what you think of this guy in the comments down below. If you guys want, you can follow me on my social medias. Link will be in the description down below. I post a lot of behind the scenes, work in progress pictures over there. So if you want to keep up to date with me, that's a good place to do that. Yeah, so that's cool. Hope you're all doing well. Stay safe. And get the fuck out of here. Video's over. Leave.